Baltimore defeats the Rams in a great game in overtime, 37-31. Lamar Jackson completed 24 passes for 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick, added 70 yards on the ground. Matt Stafford, 23 completions, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, man. It was a good game. It was a great game. I mean, the way it finished. Of course, we'll get to the finish. But just to talk about the game, I'm just glad. I mean, my MVP paid like an MVP. I mean, that's what he made. He made more plays. That's what it comes down to. You like to have the the ball in his hands and do what he was able to do. It was impressive. When he controls the game like that, when he's patient like that, when he's into the game like that, which you can see it all day. He's probably unbeatable. It's unstoppable. You can see it. I mean, to throw for that many yards, and to play the way he did, and to run for that many yards, and just control the game. And he wasn't playing against no slouch. I mean, he playing against a Super Bowl quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback. So he definitely wasn't playing against no slouch. So just to see him, we've seen him play at this level before, but just to see him rise to the occasion, when they needed him the most, he did what he had to do. Played well. I thought the interception, and a lot of people may disagree with me, but I thought the interception was Bateman's fault. Put the ball up there. You got to go attack the ball. For me, you got to at least come back through the ball. You got to do something to stop that. That ball should have been an incomplete pass or a catch, or an incomplete pass or a defensive pass in the front. There's no way. I feel like Bateman just gave up on that ball. And I feel like a lot of his mistakes come from trying to force Bateman the ball and get Bateman involved in the game plan. I think this offense is better when Nelson Aguilar is on the field. Nothing but good things happen when Nelson Aguilar is on the field. We've been real about it. The clip came out after the game, showing what Nelson said. Even before that, I was saying Nelson needs to be on the field. Nelson he's important to the team. He's just important to get out there. Talk about the defense. Defense need to be better. I'm gonna give them a little bit of bail because they made adjustments and they showed up in the second half. But it's been too many consistent weeks where the middle of the field is just wide open, where people was blowing assignments. It just gotta be better. But like I said, the only bail they getting is because they made adjustments. They only give up 9 points in the second half, minus the 11 minus the safety. That's making great adjustments. And make especially against McVay. McVay genius, man. I'm happy as a Ravens fan. We don't got to play them 2 times a year or more than we would. You got to play them for his NSL. He in the NFC. He's a genius. He was getting mismatches all day. Like his wide receivers, his two route Cup and what's his name?
Puka Nacua.
Yeah, he was getting a matchup against safeties all day long. And I think that's coaching. I don't think that's the Ravens line. I think that's specifically he wants to he was targeting. He wanted to target. He knew they can win those matchups, and it's like he showed his levels to coaching, especially when we got whoever we got on our sideline. It was levels to coaching, and he showed it yesterday. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the game plan. I don't know what the Ravens' game plan was to start off the game. I guess they can't run the ball. I guess the Rams were stout defensively as far as the run. So they just throwing the ball, but I think they could have definitely stuck to the run a little bit longer. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Good win. I'll save my commentary about keeping it coach till later, because he's definitely not my coach anymore. Not after yesterday.
Let me tell you my coach.
Tread lightly.
I watched the game with you. You heard my thoughts.
Tread lightly. They might come get you, man.
But
you talking about Hobbs? That's Teflon John.
Yeah, right. But my biggest takeaway is Lamar, man. When he played like an MVP, that's what happens, and he played great. We ain't seen too many instances where he played the way he played yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree on those points. First things first, I want to talk about the Rams quickly. For them to come in as a West Coast team to the East Coast in that type of weather and that type of stadium and environment, to play like that, to put all types of pressure on us, to have us in a situation where if it wasn't for that punt return, if it wasn't for a few plays, Lamar being a Superman at the end of the game, there was a few times we could have lost that game. Matt Stafford was superb from his sidearm passes, his composure, getting the ball to his playmakers. There's once upon a time people used to talk shit about Matt Stafford, and it's like that is the guy I used to see in Detroit. You know what I mean? Just with less help. And definitely worse coaching. Sean McVay, can't speak enough about him. Key's already hit that point. Kyron Williams, for him to do that to our defense, which is a trend that I do want to talk about. I think before the game, last 3 weeks, our run defense ranked 29th in the NFL. And obviously yesterday's game didn't help anything as far as those rankings are concerned. So we are going to have to shore some things up in the run game. That's what teams have been doing to have success against our defense, and it sets up the pass for them. Kyle Hamilton has an MCL sprain, so it's not a long-term injury, but you even saw when he went out, Matt Stafford, his efficiency increased even more when Kyle Hamilton is out. So it shows you the importance of Kyle. So it's good to get that good news about him, and hopefully he doesn't miss too much time, because he's proven to be essential in that sense. Lamar Jackson, he's improved to 19-1 against the NFC for his career. And his one loss, it was a game we shouldn't have lost. I forget what the game was. I think it was the Giants last year. I mean, come on, we lost to the fucking Giants and Daniel Jones. 10-3 for the third time in franchise history. Obviously our best start since 2019. I saw a lot of good things yesterday. I saw a lot of bad things too, but the good things, man, just wanted to comment on the offense. A lot of times I hear a lot of talk about Todd Monken and what this offense isn't, and I just think it's a little silly to criticize a offensive coordinator who didn't know who his quarterback was going to be. And you know what I mean? Midway through that offseason, he wasn't able to even get in with some of the key players because those key players weren't on the roster yet, or at least signed on the roster. So for us to pick everything up basically in training camp and to be, sixth in total offense, first in rushing offense, fourth in points per game, and we're 19th in passing offense, which is a stark contrast to the average Greg Roman season. The average of his tenure was we ranked 24th, I believe. Yeah, we ranked 24th, and 2 out of those 4 seasons we were bottom 5 in passing offense. And that was our Achilles heel in previous playoff runs, right? We get to the playoffs, we try to stick to what we do, run the ball, teams would stop the run, and then we wouldn't have the scheme to be able to pivot, right? The passing concepts, the play calls, we didn't have the scheme or the personnel to pivot. Now, if you get us in a situation where we have to throw the ball, you see what we do. What did we do the last drive of the fourth quarter? What have we been doing all season? It's not Lamar running with his legs. It's Lamar throwing the football. It's Zay Flowers getting open. It's Odell Beckham making huge plays for us time after time after time after again. Motherfuckers want to talk about how he looks in week 2. How does he look now?
Crazy.
How's he looked over the last 6-7 weeks?
Crazy.
So what we talking about? Shout out to him. Shout out to Isaiah Likely. Last couple of games, he's made some big plays, and teams are going to have to start sticking him. I mean, the touchdown yesterday, he was wide open. Teams are going to have to account for that. And we're making them pay. Again, we go back to Monken. We can criticize that we're not a Mike Martz offense scoring 50 points a game or something. But, I saw a lot of vertical passing game. I saw Likely getting open. I saw Odell getting open.
Could have been, and I ain't in control, but the thing about it is I feel like they could have scored 50. Ravens left a lot of points on the board yesterday. I feel like that. That's how I feel. So they could have had that. It could be that. It's coming.
Yeah, definitely. And but we got to give respect to the other side of the ball too. Those men get paid to stop us, right? So for us to be 4th in the league in scoring, I think that's pretty good. And we just got to keep it up and build on some of these things. Obviously we're not perfect. Obviously there's shit to clean up, but I like where we are compared to seasons past on that side of the ball. Defensively, a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Now, has the defense earned some bail, earned some reprieve in that regard? Yes. You know what I mean? They've been playing lights out all season. They're allowed a bad game against a great offense, or a very good offense, I should say. But some of the trends I mentioned, the Russian defense, we got to get that cleaned up. Fourth quarter, right? Like picking on one corner to get all the way down the field, picking on one corner is I'm tired of seeing that. I saw it in Pittsburgh. We got to figure out something in those moments, because something's going on to where They're identifying the weak spot and they're going at the weak spot.
Sit his ass down. Like,
he's your highest paid corner.
Who said so? What? We about winning championships over here, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care about no damn Marlon Humphrey. Like he needs to sit down. He needs to sit down, man. The only bet. The reason I bring him up, the only bet I'm gonna give Marlon Humphrey, because like you said, we've seen this happen all season, is the fact that it's his first game coming back from the injury. That's the only bet I'm giving him. That's it.
Yeah,
no more than that.
And it was in the rain. He was slipping, but and he's our best corner. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like he's not. So we're gonna ride and die with him. But we got to get to a situation where if he can't stick that guy in the most precious of moments, we got to figure out a different scheme then to give him some support on the back end. But that's nitpicking. I mean, shout out to Justin Matabuki getting his 11th sack. Which is a career high, and he's recorded at least a half a sack in the last 10 games. So again, you can't let him leave in the offseason. He's very important. One thing going forward, I want to see more. We've been talking about it weekly, at least the last couple of weeks. Keaton Mitchell, very explosive yesterday, but we don't see enough of Keaton Mitchell. I know Justice Hill is our hurry up 2-minute running back. And I get it because he's a better pass blocker. He's more consistent. And half the battle is keeping Lamar healthy. So if that is the reason, I'm not mad at it. But at the same token, you see Keaton. You see it. You see it. So
I'm on my Gus with Najee wave. I don't need to see too much more of him.
I'm cool. I'm torn on Gus.
Unless it's in the goal to go, I'm cool. I don't need to see Gus in between the 20s. That's how I'm starting to feel now.
I'm 100. Listen, if it was Keaton and Justice and you get within the 5,
right,
put Gus in there. I understand that strategy, but other than that, I'm cool.
You got anything to add, Keith?
No, I think they pretty much covered it. I think the Rams honestly let us off the hook, if I'm being honest with you. I go back to that drive where Puka Nacua had to drop. Then Matthew Stafford threw a dime to Demarcus Robinson that went right through his hands. I think they let us off the hook. Defensively, we weren't sound yesterday. I saw Clowney many a times woof on the tackle on the hole. Just like Kyron Williams got them down to the goal line on the first possession, then they just threw the ball. Why not keep running the ball? I think they really had us yesterday. We got let off the hook. But this is something we haven't seen in the past 2 years. These have been games we've lost the past 2 Decembers. So for us to finally be in a position to have 8, to see why he's worth every penny we paid him and more, to go down that drive 3rd and 17 and to have the goal to make that throw to Zay Flowers, like, that's big time. That's why you pay him. That's why you believe in him. That's why I feel like any game we go out, we can win because he is our quarterback. So kudos to them to have that resolve, because if you remember the play before that, I mean, he got sacked. So, I mean, it went from possibly 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 17 at that point. So, I mean, honestly, and when we watching the game, we like just cut it to at least 4th and 8, make it manageable. But we saw the Rams convert 2 or 3 of those 3rd and 17s yesterday.
Soft up the middle.
Davis Allen, soft. I'll never forget him.
Yeah, too soft. So we saw them convert that. I think we had the false start on the punt. So just a team coming out of a bye that's 9-3 that I feel like you feel like you should seize the moment, especially after the results of last weekend. I feel like we kind of came out and we was lackadaisical, and it almost cost us a game going down this tough stretch of the next 4 weeks, and we got let off the hook yesterday. And shout out to Tylan Wallace, hell of a return. But that's Lamar, man. That's why he is an MVP. That's why you bring him back. And all the talk over the offseason that could Tyler Huntley do that? Respectfully, no. Yeah. So
nah.
I'm just happy that's my quarterback, man. Big win for them. Marlon Humphrey, y'all touched on it. He had a chance to redeem himself. Get the pick. Like, come on, man. Like, get the interception. Seal it. Don't even let it go to overtime.
Hey, Keith.
But what's up?
You mentioned a point about Lamar getting sacked, causing that 3rd and 17. Was that play was reviewable, right? If we had challenges?
It was under 2.
It was under 2, so
it had to be a booth review. Did that look like he was down on that play?
He wasn't down, but I mean,
you talking about
Yeah.
The
Fumble,
one they
knee
thought it was
down.
a fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I thought it was incomplete. It looked like his knees were still.
It was
up.
incomplete pass. His knees wasn't down.
Even the guy on the main referee thought it was an incomplete pass. So
yeah, because that was a little alarming. Mainly because it ended up working in our favor, but going from third in a possible 11 to third and 17 is a huge difference. And I wanted to point that out because I wanted to make sure that wasn't something that we could have reviewed. But yeah, it was under 2 minutes, so no nothing I can say there. But just time management, game management, challenge management. I mean, it's a weekly affair, and we're winning despite of some things.
It's an annual affair. Like this is yearly. Like this is not new. And
then we win, and people have the gall to act as if we won because of. That's not what I be watching. That's not what anybody else sees. I mean, yes, I can put on my purple glasses and say some bullshit, but I'm not here to do that. I'm here to keep it real. John has to be better, yo. Because it was the grace of God that helped us win that game last night. The grace of God and God for putting Lamar Jackson in our lives. It wasn't John Harbaugh. He did everything he could to help us lose. You know what I mean? And we have 3 losses on the season. I can directly pinpoint miscommunication, not challenging, not calling timeouts, going for it, not going for it. Just things that a coach has to be making. Yes, you either make the right decision or the wrong decision, but the great coaches consistently make the right decision, right? We have a situation in which it's a toss-up. And I'm not saying he's not a good leader of men. All I'm saying is we could be better. And for us to win a Super Bowl, we all have to be on point. Offensive line, defensive line, corners, wide receivers, running backs, coaches, front office, ownership. Like everything got to click. It can't just be, the players playing their heart out and John Harbaugh sabotaging things. It just can't be that.
Not only that, we just heard Mike Tomlin get the same criticism a month ago in Pittsburgh. Like, Harbaugh gonna lose these games. He's gonna give it up. They're gonna take their foot off the gas. Like that I can't come in here in January and say we lost a playoff game because of Harbaugh. Like I can't deal with that. Like that should not happen. And like you say, we winning in spite of him. Like he in the camera yelling post game, rah rah. Like, bro, you didn't do nothing. Like
you challenged the touchdown, yo.
Yeah, you challenged the play that you don't even have to challenge.
I'm reserving my judgment for later.
But
I'm just gonna keep shaking.
I'm at the end of the bar, so I'm at the end of the bar, so it ain't too much.
That nigga pouring me shots at the end of the bar. Yeah, like he was drunk too.
I know the rule. I know enough to know that you can't do that. He said you shouldn't do that.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I know enough about that.
Yeah, before we switch, I do want to give a shout. Just add to the Lamar. He saw the field well. I was confused on how aggressive the Rams safeties were. They were really aggressive. Like on that Odell double move, like you're a safety. There's nobody behind you, bro.
I mean, that's what they saw on tape, though.
I guess it was just one of them things where it's like, yo, unless you like Ed or Troy or Dawkins, stay where you're supposed to be.
I mean, that's the point of a double move, though.
Yeah, I mean, but you didn't have a double. You didn't have a double previous years. You ain't have a double.
When you do it right, it's hard to defend.
Move, man. Like as part of being a good quarterback and good receivers, the receiver guy better read the defense too. We didn't have receivers that was the receiver probably would have bumped into him and fell out or something, Odell was able to see that he's coming down. Let me make this.
Oh no, that's the thing I have because I know what he was thinking. Odell about to run this slant because that's Odell's go-to. My thing, it's nobody behind you.
Yeah, I got you.
You playing inside.
You talk about Odell's ability to find that football because Lamar underthrew him. And he was still able to adjust his body and make the catch. Like
twice.
Let that have been 7. I would have been a little worried.
Yeah, that one on the sideline, that adjustment was crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know who was wrong. If it was him
Odell
or if it was Lamar, but
Odell said he ran the wrong route. I think more
like protection.
It was a bad throw. It was a bad
throw.
Like but
protection,
it's okay.
But
that's what good wide receivers do, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
They make your quarterback look good, even when make them look right, even when they wrong. Shout out, going back to Key's point about Bateman. You're supposed to make them look right even when they wrong. I think there was a Rams possession where a similar situation happened. I think it was the Marlon Humphrey drop touchdown. Who's playing offense on that play? Because when
DeMarcus, nah, you're not coming down with that, bro.
That's
not
what
right
he's
now.
supposed to do. If I can't get it, nobody's gonna get it.
Not right now.
And I can't cry about targets. I can't cry about my role. I can't cry about scheme and not show the effort.
Not start running middle. That we didn't talk about the previous one when he started running halfway through the route.
Yeah, he let up.
That was a touchdown.
Yeah, you might not have got another deep ball after that. Because that one was on the money.
For sure. He definitely let up. But no, I just wanted to point that out because, like you said earlier, Tyler wouldn't have saw that to see the field in that way because Tyler was just one read. That ain't my read. I'm going somewhere else. So
not only that, you didn't have no wide receiver who could make that read.
Oh no.
No, like
you be on the same page to do that.
With the IQ Prochet trying to run a double move.
Come down.
Yeah, Prochet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, run this double move, Prochet.
Yeah. I'm right here. Where you going?
It's a two-way street for sure.
All right, moving along.